talking about? I'm giving you like the structure
Is this
for
your
every
story, or
anime
is this
possible.
one you've seen, Stu?
What?
Is this something you've watched, or is this?
Yeah, literally every anime ever made ever.
So you've watched every anime ever made. Ever. Oh, okay, and
Only so I know, only so I know how to make fun of the weeb.
I learned it from you.
Yeah, I learned ballet so I can make fun of everybody else. Wait, Ben, so you're saying that you don't want to see Jujutsu Kaisen?
Wait, you want me to say yes? Yeah, let's watch it. Let's watch it. You want
Wow,
you first?
Ben would watch anime. Big surprise.
Okay. All right. I feel like that would probably be a pretty good episode. We pitch a new anime series, but we'll figure that out next time.
Is Ben the anime producer or production studio? Who's
we have to pitch it to him to get him to buy on. Then all we have to do is say, we literally walk in and say, all right, this is exactly what you're looking for. Ramen, tentacles, big swords.
I'm sorry, guys. It's in past funding. There just wasn't enough fetish stuff. I'm sorry, you know.
and lots of fan service.
Full penetration.
Then back to ramen.
Then back to ramen. Then back to full penetration.
It's very tasteful.
Oh man, we just made a hentai.
Anime, hentai. What's the difference?
That's true.
Is there a difference?
Anime is just the PG version of hentai. Let's be real.
It's the gateway drug to hentai.
It's like, man, I like all these characters, and what would be really cool is if they were banging.
Wait,
it was tastefully done.
Are you describing anime or hentai?
Yes.
All right. Let's go ahead and.
I guess you can start now.
Yeah. And welcome to another episode of Dose and a Half Cincos. This is episode number 109. This week in our movie of the week, we covered The Atom Project. But before we get into it, as always, I'm your host, David.
I'm Stuart.
And I am Ben.
And I am out of here.
So outside of our movie of the week this week, Ben, what else did you see?
Well, I forgot to mention this last time, but I did want to bring it up. I finished the Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett. And I gotta say, I'm kind of mad that I finished it. But I don't know.
Mad that just that you subjected yourself to it.
Well, okay. So spoiler warning here for anyone who has not seen the Book of Boba Fett. But
there's no Boba in it.
15 years ago, when I was a wee lad, I made the most outrageous, most hot topic conversation the century has ever heard, and that was Boba Fett's a little bitch.
And
15 years later, I was proven right. Oh my god. Oh my god.
So you're just saying what Stu's known has been gospel for the last, I don't know.
Wait, hang on a second. Me and Ben don't agree on a lot of things, but this is one thing that we have been on the same page from day one.
I mean,
I thought that's what I'm saying is you said that. And I think Ben said that at one point.
And I echoed it from a different part of the country in a different time period, and we all came to the same conclusion. All right.
So would you guys like your time back from watching the Book of Boba Fett? So
I feel I have to take some responsibility here because I feel like I championed the show at least as far as like trying to stick with it. And because we're kind of in the mini spoiler zone here, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. The only reason why I was saying that is because like there's like 2 episodes that are just The Mandalorian season 2.5.
Yeah, that was like literally the only good parts of it. Not only that, but I don't even consider it part of the Book of Boba Fett. You know, it's just like, you know, it might as well have been the Mandalorian like Christmas special or some shit. You know, like it was literally like almost nothing of those episodes had to do with Boba Fett.
I read a theory that like the Book of Boba Fett was really like a collection of like scenes and stuff that didn't make it into the Mandalorian, and they just kind of put him into its
We
own
can make
show.
a show out of this, right?
Yeah,
So it was the Book of Boba Fett clip show.
yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Basically, they opened with a clip show.
Don't they usually call that like a mixtape or of a basketball player? They'll like
I
take all the
wish.
highlights. Highlight
wish.
reel. That's what we're
If it
talking
were
about.
if it
The-
were
Okay.
good, if it
the
were Boba Fett
lowlights.
like
Oh, so the
doing
outtake. Oh, Shacked and a Fool, Mandalorian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
Shaq and a Fool was actually
Actually funny.
entertaining.
right.
Yeah, I got nothing.
It's
Yeah.
the show was really whatever his sidekick's name, the show. I don't remember
Fennec
her name.
Shen or
Yeah,
whatever.
Fennec
yeah.
Shen or
Oh, the assassin.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was really like her featuring Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Because really, Boba Fett is just it's not what you think Boba Fett is after all the hype. Plus, you get the fucking TikTok Zoomer biker kids. The fucking God, I hate them so much.
I thought they were going to be cool from the way they were described. Like, it's like, oh, hey, they're like super cyborgs, and they like take all the useless parts out of their body and just mod the shit out of it. I'm like, oh, cool. They're going to have like, like laser like eyes and shit or like rocket arms.
Nope.
No. Yeah.
Nope.
No.
It's just a Zoomer with a leather vest or a vest and an arm and yeah, and just the whole thing like they just like they look like they're I don't know, they should probably be on like Coruscant or something, like with the way they're dressed and the colors and everything.
Yeah.
Like none of that matches
They did seem a little out of place.
the lore of Tatooine. So
Which is just depressing and sand and
sand and depressing
and sand.
yeah. So
But I gotta admit, the Mandalorian stuff, pretty good, pretty
Mhm.
good. I was creaming my fucking pants when they pull out the Naboo starfighter. I was
yeah,
like,
I was thinking like, oh, Ben's gonna like this if he sticks with it.
no,
Where's the pod racing when you need it?
Yeah, and you'd think it'd be boring that portion of the show where they spent like 20 minutes of them just like fixing the thing up,
Mhm.
But it felt so, I don't know, it felt very heartwarming, like the amount of care and detail they went into, like actually just like constructing the damn thing. They're like, oh man, we're missing this
Yeah.
part. Oh, well, we
It's
got to do this. We're doing all
Probably
this.
because it's two kind of beloved characters from the Mandalorian show working on something that is also kind of a beloved. So it's like
So,
beloved piece of Star Wars technology.
so it's a three-way, huh?
Yeah, it's a
I
three-way
can,
basically.
I can get behind that now.
Everyone gets behind that.
Now, the thing that really pushed it over the top was the fact that they ran the fucking thing through the pod racing track.
Yep. I
That's what
remember.
took it out.
I remember exactly when I watched it. I'm like, oh, Ben needs to stick with this show so he can see this part.
Oh my god, I have never creamed so hard in my life. And then he fucking takes the shortcut Anakin takes during the pod race scene once the Bulba rammed him off the course and he went off the ramp. It was just like, oh my
See,
god.
who says fan service is a bad thing?
Yeah, it really serviced me, man. It really serviced me. I could just watch that for hours on loop.
Yeah, so that's why like if you took like the average of the like rating for the whole series, it'd probably be like a 6 because those 2 episodes just drag it out of the mud.
I
So
know.
if you take them out, if you take those two out, what's your
It's like
what's your average?
it's like unwatchable.
Yeah, there's like literally no payoff to anything,
Well,
like
I'm glad I didn't spend a lot of time watching it then.
good. I mean, like, I don't know, it's kind of disappointing too because I had some cool ideas, like, oh, let's explore the criminal underworld of Tatooine. Oh, look at me, I'm Boba Fett, I'm doing city planning. Just like,
I'm a benevolent ruler now.
also I'm a crime lord, but I don't do any crime.
I'm supposed to be the most fearsome, vicious bounty hunter in the galaxy, but now I'm just a swell guy.
I know.
Please donate to my charity.
Really, if anyone who's listening hasn't watched it, just find the 2 episodes we're talking about. I think it's like 4 and 5.
Or
just watch those.
Yeah.
No. But here's the thing: is 4 and 5 is going to give them hope that the rest of the rest.
No,
of the
just don't
episodes
watch
can
the
be-
rest of them.
Yeah.
It'll be like I don't know how many episodes were in Mandalorian season 2, but it'll just be like the next 2 episodes of that.
Yeah, pretty much is.
Do we have a date on when the Mandalorian's coming back?
Mm-mm. I think we're getting the Obi-Wan next.
Yes,
right?
I'm hyped for that.
I am cautiously optimistic for it. Cautiously.
I am gonna leave it wherever I felt after watching the first episode of Boba Fett. So that way it can only go up from there.
I just want to see. I'm just excited to be able to see what I thought was the thing carrying the original episodes 1 through 3.
Jar Jar Binks?
Yeah. Yes, Jar Jar Binks.
Naboo?
He used to say what?
Wow.
Here on the show, folks, we brought all the stops out. We paid the guy $5 on Cameo.
Jar Jar, what'd you think of Book of Boba Fett?
He's a bum bat.
Why do I feel like Ben has all of those written down as like almost like
I don't even think he has them written down. I think he's just so familiar that he can just kind of
watched one so many times.
He can just riff like on
Actually, it sounds like one of my first times meeting Thomas, like somebody told me that he was able to recite all of the Star Wars movies at the time in order as it was happening. He would just kind of do all the sound effects and stuff like that. It kind of reminded me of that just now.
Now I'm just imagining Thomas making the stupid lightsaber sounds. Now this did remind me. There was another highlight. I don't know if you all caught this during. Oh well, David, you didn't watch the rest of the Book of Boba Fett, but there was a part in the Mandalorian episode, Book of Boba Fett, where after he came back from space in the Naboo fighter, I don't remember her name, but the junkyard lady, she asked him, "How was it?" And he responded, "Wizard." Now that, oh man, I thought I was creaming hard already, but damn, that was a new level of cream.
Wizard. I don't get it. You have to explain.
It is such a fucking throwaway line that it's just like, I can't believe they fucking put it in it. But in Star Wars Episode 1, when Anakin gets his pod racer working, the other little slave kid goes up to him and he's like, "Wow, Annie, your pod racer's so wizard."
Oh, wow.
It's such a deep cut. And it's just like, oh my fucking God. They're bringing it back. They're bringing back Wizard.
Man, I underestimated how much Ben really loves the first 3 episodes of Star Wars.
No, how much I love Episode 1.
Or at least, when you say Episode 1,
it's been pretty consistent. I
just lump them all in the same.
Oh no! You get that other garbage out here. No, this is only for Episode 1. Did Episode 2 have pod racing?
Number 1 actually really sets the tone for the other 2. So
3 had the let's swing our lightsabers around and not hit anything, and then for like
Episode 1 also had that.
No, but they were like, no, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah, I know what the scene you're talking about. But Episode 1 had a dual bladed lightsaber, Darth Maul. All right, it had the Duel of the Fates. Like, and let me tell you, that's like one of the most hype ass Star Wars music pieces in all of history. All right,
it is true. Yeah,
I mean, they even brought it back for the Obi-Wan trailer. You know, that's how fucking hype it is.
Yeah, it's I would put it up there with the Mandalorian theme.
Yeah, they only use it one time in the whole fucking movie, and it's like on the same level as like the main Star Wars theme. You know, it's just like that fucking iconic. All right.
Okay, clearly we need to move off of this, or else Ben's either going to fight somebody.
I'm not going to move off of this. I'm going to keep rubbing myself all over.
He's going to keep rubbing himself.
He's just going to rub it in. Stu, what else did you see this past week?
I don't think I really watched anything extracurricular this week. It's been a kind of a busy week, so.
Can I take his time portion by mentioning Star Wars Episode 1?
No, we're going to move forward because
I yield my time to the congressman from Orange County.
No, he does not yield the floor. All right, we're
I yield my time, sir.
Actually, Stu, I had a question. Have you been caught up on all the this second part of season 11 for Walking Dead?
I am not.
Oh, okay.
I just wait for it to come out on Netflix.
Well, let me tell you, Stu.
Ben,
What,
have
are you
you?
gonna tell me Rick is dead again, Ben?
He comes back,
And then he
he
dies
doesn't
again.
get killed off.
He dies for real this time.
Oh, gee. I was just wanted to ask what your feelings were on it, just because of the fact that it seems like they're going back to like the old standbys again, and it's not in the good way. It's like they don't. It doesn't seem like they know that this is the last season, and they're
Mhm.
just kind of like, I don't know, biding their time with some really useless storyline. So
Is
I
this
don't know
the
where it's
actual
going.
last season, or is this the second half of the last season?
This is this. It's not even half. This is the second third of the
Oh,
last season
because I thought they normally split it up in like
into
they'll,
two. Yeah.
yeah, they'll do
So
like half
part
the
one,
episodes and then
yeah, part one was released last summer, and then they ended it in September, and then they relaunched it part two of three of the last season of season 11, blah blah blah, and then just threw all that together. And they finally released, I think, the first three episodes are now out. So they've been kind of releasing it, and then it's going to eventually stop at some point, and then we're going to have another 3 month hiatus before they release more. So I don't know when this thing's ever going to end. I'm kind of waiting for it already. I just want to see what the final episode's going to be. It's going to
oh.
be
Yeah, I feel
useless
like
or
this
nothing.
show is long run its course, unfortunately.
It was done probably around season like 6 or
Yeah.
7, but I guess they wanted to print money, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and jump over to our box office rundown. We'll make this really quick. At no surprise, number one is still The Batman with $66 million, bringing its grand total to $239 million.
Woo.
Number two, Uncharted, $9.2 million. Number three, BTS Permission to Dance on Stage - Soul live viewing.
How many times did you see that,
$6.8
Ben?
million. Huh?
Twice.
Number four, Dog. Number five, Spider-Man No Way Home with another $4 million, adding to its $792 million total.
That's still in theaters?
It is still in theaters and still top five. Number six, Death on the Nile with $2.4 million, bringing it to a total of 40.7. Number seven is Radhi Shyam with
Nice
1.8
try.
million. Number eight, Sing 2, 1.6 million. Number nine, Jackass Forever with $1 million. Number 10 is Scream with 469,000. Dropping out of the top 10 is Cyrano, and that's pretty much it. Guys, any comments, questions, concerns?
I feel I've already voiced my things. Are they trying to do with Spider-Man what they did with like Lion King, where it just stays in theaters and then they go, "Look, we made $1 billion off of it."
Well, I mean, it is making money still, so it's like,
Yeah,
can
and
you
it's
fault them?
it's been in, just to keep track, it has been in theaters for 13 straight weeks. Yeah. Next week, I believe this coming week is. Wait, is Oscars this week or next week? I don't know.
I don't know, and I don't
in
care.
2 weeks. It is in two weeks. So I'll get your guys' picks for that next week. I think we've seen a good amount of them. Nightmare Alley, Don't Look Up, Dune. Stu, you've seen Licorice Pizza finally, right?
No.
I actually watched it.
Good.
The Power of the Dog.
I actually.
West Side Story, King Richard, Coda, Belfast, Drive My Car. Which ones haven't you seen, Ben?
I haven't seen Drive My Car and Coda. I've heard good things about both. But man, Drive My Car.
Belfast?
I am. I'm not going to watch it. Let's be real. I'm not going to fucking watch Belfast.
Watch. He's gonna watch all of them, but the winner, Belfast, wins.
It is not going to be fucking Belfast. It's not going to be the guy who fucking directed Death on the Nile and fucking Murder on the Orient Express. All right.
Death on the Nile is not on this list. You're saying that it's gonna win? That's crazy.
No, what the fuck? No.
I'm actually kind of surprised that Spider-Man No Way Home wasn't at least a nominee. I mean, you have 10 of them.
That's why nobody fucking
Cares about the Oscars.
cares about the Oscars.
I think in like, who is it that called it in 3 years where nobody's gonna care about this ever again?
I've never cared about it, but
I said that it's probably going to fall out of existence soon.
Okay.
unless they start putting movies up like Far From or No Way Home or something.
There should be at least one spot that the fans get to pick. One.
Oh, they actually tried that.
And what happened? It was a hentai movie.
Did they get
No, it was yeah. What was it? The most popular pick was the Cinderella movie with Camila Cabello.
Wait,
on
what?
Amazon.
When was
The
that?
Amazon Cinderella movie.
Yeah, I saw they released that a couple of years ago because that was all over Prime Video. Like, if you bought anything from Amazon, that they were pushing the crap out of that.
I didn't even know
That
they
was an
made
Oscar.
Well, that's what won the popular vote thing that they did. I don't know what happened with it. I don't know if they're still continuing it, but that was what was in the lead.
Fan vote. How to vote on Twitter? What?
Maybe they should just
Movie
make
fans
a genre for comic book.
I feel like at this point it's like too popular. You
Yeah.
know, it's pretty much its own category.
Okay. What else would you put in that same? So last year would have been Spider-Man: No Way Home, and then what?
I don't know. I don't know how many comic book movies come out a year.
Let's take a look. Oh wait, so Shang-Chi would count. Suicide Squad, Black Widow, Venom, Justice League
Yeah, there
again.
you go. So.
Kingsman.
Is Kingsman a comic?
Yeah.
Or is it a graphic novel?
Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Is
It has coloring, okay?
Anime, hentai, comic book, graphic novels.
And the winner is Demon Hunter. Juju Muji Order. I don't know. Okay, guys, the comments, questions, turns. No? Okay, we'll move over to our movie of the week this week. The Adam Project. Adam escapes the year 2050 in order to travel back in time to 2018 to prevent time travel from existing, and ends up in the year 2022, forcing him to team up with himself to break all the rules of time travel in order to save the future. Ben, thoughts on the Adam Project?
Well, before I get into the review, let me tell you, like, the genius of this movie. All right, like, the marketing has really, really fucking evolved. Like, it has gone into galaxy brain territory. So, looking at the trajectory of movies, it looks like, movies starring Ryan Reynolds as Ryan Reynolds. It's just printing money, right? However, there is an upper limit to this, right? I mean,
is there?
Yeah, there is, because due to limitations based around how much screen time Ryan Reynolds can have compared to the other cast members and in relation to their pay, like, how do you increase that amount of money, right? So marketing in all their infinite wisdom and what would be considered the most genius move of the fucking century decided to create a movie that revolved around Ryan Reynolds' personality, And so it's not just a movie that features Ryan Reynolds. It's a movie with a core central theme based in Ryan Reynolds' personality. So, but how do you do that? How do you actually achieve such a movie? Not just like, Deadpool or like Free Guy, where you just plop in Ryan Reynolds.
Right. He can't be on camera the entire time.
Right. You create a fucking time travel movie, allowing for 2 instances of Ryan Reynolds to be on screen at the same time. So they have doubled their value output, all right? No, but wait, it gets better. The cream of the crop is yet to come. Like, the genius of the marketing department did not dry into a desert there. No, the movie really needs to convey that Ryan Reynolds' parents are indeed his biological parents in the past by them acting like Ryan Reynolds. So at any given time, we can have not 1, not 2, but 4 different instances of Ryan Reynolds present on the screen at the same time. Did I mention he has a wife that also acts like him? We have 5 different Ryan Reynolds in the movie.
They're related.
They're all related to Ryan Reynolds, yes. It's amazing. Are
you saying you got too much Ryan Reynolds in this movie, Ben? Is that what you're leading?
I mean, can you ever?
I don't think you can have enough.
Well, I was gonna say, I was just asking. It sounded like you were winding up for a complaint, and I was still waiting for one.
This is like a more sophisticated version of like of the Nutty Professor, the Clump, where Eddie Murphy's playing all his family members. This is more top shelf version of
Try
that.
the soup. Aha. Aha.
It, so I gotta say, with all that, um, all the auxiliary characters, like I can't really even pick them out. It's just like, who the fuck are you? Why do I even fucking care about you? Right? The only characters you really were like, oh, okay, I can kind of like latch on to this were the mom, the dad, the 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 Ryan Reynolds, the other Ryan Reynolds, and Ryan Reynolds' wife.
So
So
girl.
I'm
So
sorry, did I
two
say mom
girl
and
Ryan
dad?
Reynolds and
I
three.
meant Ryan Reynolds' mom and dad. That's what I meant. So even with that, like uh, outside of the whole Ryan Reynolds shtick, there wasn't really much substance to the film. I felt like it was a fun enjoyment of a movie for what it's worth. Would I go watch it again? Not really. It's what it is. I had some nitpicks about like just the designs of it. I know there's like suspension of disbelief for some parts, but
Sure.
there had to
Time
be.
travel movie.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's that, but I mean, at the same time, it's like there has to be other points of substance in the movie that would allow you to suspend that disbelief for a moment, But everything they throw at you is just like, wait, 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 wait. Um,
I'm gonna I'm gonna suspend disbelief for you. It's Ryan Reynolds.
well, you got me there, so that's why
Time
I'm.
stops when you look at that mug. Just
Oh
saying.
man, time stops
See?
every time.
Right? See, it just happened right now.
So I'd have to give it like a 6 out of 10.
Those seem like a lot of lathers for a 6 out of 10, but okay.
I was
All right,
expecting him to pull the rug out from under us and go like a
two.
2 or 3.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess 6 is fair then. All right, Stu, what about you?
I think I'm in this similar vein as Ben here. And one thing one thing I noticed about, because I didn't know anything about this movie before you brought it up, but as I was watching it, and then when I went to go like look at the art for the movie,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, this is like someone at Netflix really wanted to make a Marvel slash like Star Wars style movie, because you look at that poster,
Oh yeah,
it
it's
is
definitely
just
Rogue One all over itself.
it's either Star Wars or it's Infinity War or Endgame. Plus you have Mark Ruffalo on there, so it almost looks already like halfway there.
And so is Saldana.
And yeah, and Zoe Saldana, so it's all yeah, it's way over halfway there. Plus, I don't know, is no, he's not considered MCU, but Ryan Reynolds is there. But anyways, it's like, man, they're trying so hard to be like a
MCU Junior, man.
MCU movie here. But anyways, um, I thought it kind of like one of those enjoyable kind of throwaway movies you watch where it's like Ben said, it's like you're probably not going to watch it again, but it's it'll kill 90 minutes of time or however long it was.
Sure.
I did like I did one. I mean, there were a couple things I did kind of like about it. We can get into in the spoiler zone, but yeah, I probably give it I'll give it a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
Not good, not great.
For me, I feel like this is the perfect delivery vehicle for a movie just like this is Netflix. Um, Actually, I thought it was kind of interesting. I was reading a little bit of background on the project, on this movie in general, and apparently, this movie was supposed to be produced back in 2012, and Tom Cruise was attached to it instead of Ryan Reynolds. So I think back to it, I'm like, man, that would have been very interesting if it was a Tom Cruise outfit instead of Ryan Reynolds. But I also feel like I actually kind of liked it just because of the fact that it didn't take itself too seriously. It didn't feel like it was dragging on too much. Obviously, having more than one on-screen Ryan Reynolds, I didn't think that was possible. But but I really enjoyed the fact that we got to see different deliveries of Ryan Reynolds, and I feel like I was like, oh, okay, he wrote this entire movie, but he couldn't use himself in the entire movie, so he had to.
50 Shades of Ryan Reynolds.
Correct. Yeah, it might be 69 Shades, just because he probably
Okay.
wouldn't make those type of jokes. So yeah, for me, this probably goes in the same vein as like most, like almost like a rom-com or a sci-fi. Sure, there's a lot of things you have to suspend disbelief for because clearly they broke all of the rules of time travel. The Hulk knows that, so I'm leaving this on the shoulders of Mark Ruffalo for not providing all that information. But yeah, for me, it's going to be a 7 out of 10. So it's like in the same area. I thought it was fun. I had a good time watching it for an hour and a half. It's probably one of those movies you can kind of just put in the background just for noise, I guess, and then you'd be like, oh, that was kind of a funny moment. But yeah, not too bad. But I guess this is probably the time of the year that this movie makes the most sense, right? We had the Batman, but obviously that normally was originally scheduled for the summer, right, Ben? In 2021.
I actually
like
don't
that.
remember. I think this might have been the same amount around the same time it was supposed to come out. I think.
Oh, really?
Either that or it was May. Yeah, I always get this confused.
Original release date.
Yeah, I don't know.
Original release date from June to October 21st, 2021, and then March. Yeah.
Just a real quick comment about this, the Adam Project, and how you were talking about. You just mentioned like, oh, it'd probably be more like a 69 Shades of Ryan Reynolds or whatever, right? So I just happened to pull up the Google page for this movie, and the IMDb page right now rating is 6.9 out of 10.
Nice.
And the Rotten Tomatoes score is 69%. So I think
Nice.
if this is true, Ryan Reynolds is an absolute genius to masterfully create a movie that
then
would be rated
I'm
69.
changing my score to 6.9 out of 10.
Yeah, an honorary 6.9.
Yeah, there you go. This is the only one who's going to be able to get that, so he's going to get that.
Nice.
I feel like this. I know time travel's been done in a lot of movies, but what movie would this kind of remind you guys of?
It's I was mentioning how this reminds it was trying so hard. It felt like it was trying so hard to be like an MCU or Disney style movie in that vein. What I really wanted to say is that it was almost like it was like we have James Gunn at home, kind of I want to watch James Gunn movies. Like we have James Gunn at home, and then this is James Gunn at home.
Yeah, pop in the VHS, okay? We're gonna watch James Gunn.
Pop in the music from the whatever era, 60s or 70s, and then just have that blasting over everything. It's like, oh, it's like I'm watching Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm. Well, you'll be happy to know that the director for this movie, Sean Levy, is making the next Deadpool. So,
well then, there you go.
We're gonna get more Ryan Reynolds, directed by Ryan Reynolds.
Yep, in an MCU setting this time.
Yeah.
Are they actually putting Deadpool in the MCU now?
Yep, this is apparently the way he gets in. I don't know how, but apparently
it's getting in 69.
Yeah.
All right,
imagine
let's
Deadpool in the Infinity War movie saga.
Pretty cool.
He's constantly talking to the audience.
I'd be interested to see how he fits into everything.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll go over to our spoiler zone. Not really much to spoil. It's a Netflix movie, but okay. Stu, anything you wanted to mention?
I just want to give a shout out to the kid Ryan Reynolds for really putting in the time and effort to go back and really study the Ryan Reynolds mannerisms and speech patterns.
Oh my God, yes.
I think he nailed it.
He did.
If there was like a child's Oscars to give out, I'd give it to him. Because when I was watching, like, man, this kid really knows his Ryan Reynolds. Like, he's got it down. Like, good job. So yeah, that was one thing, and the other thing I liked about this movie, and I felt was kind of like almost like a kind of a refreshing approach to time travel movies. Is how like everyone in the time travel movies always like, oh, you can't do this because you'll mess up the thing, and that was kind of the same thing here, but. I felt it was also very much like everyone says that, but they don't really know. It's all until they actually do it.
Right.
So everyone was like, "Oh, you can't do this because this will happen." It's like, but it's like, will it? So like, I thought that was pretty good take on time travel.
Yeah, I did like how they did. They listed out the consequences of what might happen, and Ryan Reynolds just says, fuck it,
Yeah.
Just like, well, it didn't happen, did it? It's just like, well, fuck you.
So it's like, yeah, wait, what now, smarty pants?
Yeah, that was pretty nice, but that's why I kind of lumped it in with like how I didn't hate the movie. It was still a little enjoyable, but it was mostly Ryan Reynolds' shtick. Now, um, there were points where I was a little like, I don't know about this, or like it was like stupid small stuff that shouldn't irritate you, but because it was just a lot of stupid small stuff, it really,
Adds up.
just it just really adds up. Like, I really did not like the design of any of the future stuff. It just did not make any fucking sense. It all seemed like, hey, this seems really cool to like, a 10-year-old or something. It's like, oh, why do we have lightsabers in the future? I don't know. Just like
I'm telling you, they're trying to be a Star Wars MCU movie.
Would
Yeah.
would your opinion have changed if they released this on Disney Plus instead of Netflix?
Probably not. I mean,
Like your perception of it, not necessarily like your experience.
I
Would you
don't
have gone
think
in with
so.
a different set of expectations?
I don't think so. I mean, just like there's a fair amount of Disney Plus movies and stuff I've seen. And I'm like, it's like could do a little better. Like, it's just specifically for the tech stuff. I know I mentioned last week when we were talking about the Batman, right? How I really like their approach to designing all of his tech. It's futuristic, but still was grounded. It was realistic because it had all these things you had to work around. It wasn't like perfect, or like it had like real world applications. It was something that you could imagine using today, even though it seems so futuristic. This shit is just like why is the fucking cockpit so big? How come he like what's the point of that? Why are all these random fucking buttons? Why do they make really weird sounds and not like analog sounds like they should? It's really small stupid stuff, but it really did like just grow on me, and I'm just like, oh man, I really can't get this out of my head. And then the thing that really fucking topped it off of all the nonsensical shit that happened was I think like this is probably the most memorable scene for me was the final scene where they kill that lady, right? Or well, she kills herself
with a bullet.
Yeah, and it was just
there's a magnetic core in there. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I guess the bullet just suddenly becomes magnetic when it's discharged. Man, Stu, as a gun aficionado, is this true? Like, guns or bullets are only magnetic after they are fired, right?
Well, actually,
oh my god,
put on the actually hat here.
There's a magnetic shield in the magazine.
Your typical ball ammunition is non-magnetic because lead is not magnetic and usually has a jacketing material that is also non-magnetic.
But then during the friction, doesn't it cause it to be magnetic?
However, they did indicate that it was armor-piercing ammo, which might mean it has a steel core or something like that, which is magnetic. But why the gun itself didn't get ripped out of her hands when everything else was, I don't know. I'm just talking about.
Pretty sure there was another gun that got was like floating around. That got pulled towards that magnetic.
I'm just talking about the ballistics here. So that's where you guys called me in on. So that's what I'm talking about here.
Thank you for phoning a friend, Ben.
Yes,
I'll pick D.
But yeah, that part was little. I mean, it was a cool concept having her like shoot the gun and have the like, oh no,
kill her old self.
Yeah, kill her old self. Probably not executed very well, but
yeah, I felt like when I was joking about like all the auxiliary characters don't really matter, I really did mean it. Like her and her past self like communicating or anything like that didn't mean jack shit. They had like this weird little like back and forth with them where I guess her younger self was contemplating like, oh man, am I the baddie, and in the end it didn't really fucking matter. She just fucking died. Like it went nowhere. It was like the Chekhov's gun of, oh look, the gun got electromagnetically pulled into this super collider where everything exploded. It's frustrating, and I don't know, I feel like there was a lot of stuff that was set up, but if it didn't directly involve Ryan Reynolds, it didn't matter.
If it ain't about Reynolds, don't make sense. I don't know, something.
It's allowing the Reynolds to survive. That's what's the most important.
I guess so.
I think I think the things that I docked this movie for were more along the lines of I guess what do you call it? I don't want to say production value, but just the excessive great use of green screen
Oh yeah, definitely.
CGI was just it was so painful for me to watch. And it's really I think the problem with movies just as a general thing today. Um, just oh it's cheaper if we do it, given the
On the Mandalorian
CGI.
set,
And
essentially.
that makes sense. I get that. It makes sense for certain things, but to have your entire scene, the whole scene just be a green screen that everybody's walking on. Oh God. Um, it's hard for me to watch.
Yeah, and it really bothers me when they use like, they don't put in the effort to make it like good green screen,
Right.
where it's like the lighting is like you could
Yeah.
tell like there's something off about the lighting, but you can't put your finger
Right.
on it, or like, they're just like not interacting with things that are like right in front of
Right.
them. It's just like wait,
And I think that's like something like what they did with Mandalorian that was made it so kind of seamless was they did use that other I don't know not green screen but it's like that other technology.
Yeah, like I hope a lot of people start using that.
Yeah,
It's actually Unreal Engine, which is
is
really
it?
cool. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Because that made
it,
it really convincing and like I didn't know that wasn't real until I had to learn about it afterwards.
yeah, it's a cool concept. Like they build this whole stage, and like the stage projects what the screen or what your background environment's supposed to look like. So
Yep, lighting and
you as the
everything
actor
too.
can get an idea of like, oh, this is what the fuck I'm dealing
Yeah,
with.
I'm looking at this thing.
Yeah, and I also, can actually give like relative lighting to what the environment is, which is really nice, So you as the production designer don't have to worry about like, oh, like we're interacting with this green screen, but where the fuck is all the lights coming from, right? So it actually looks like natural, like, oh, I'm
Right.
in this fucking environment.
Yeah. So that was a big always that's always a thorn in my paw or whatever crop. What's the whatever. Um,
Thorn in your side.
no, it's a paw related. Anyways, there's that, and then there was also a really jarring edit that I think when they filmed the movie and they were stitching it together and they just stitched this part in because they had already spent so much time on it and and effort on the CGI. But like when Ryan Reynolds and little Ryan Reynolds take off in their ship after wife Ryan Reynolds is about to get smoked. So they take off and they just disappear off into the horizon. And the immediate scene after that is they're now engaged in a dogfight with the other ship that was not only was it like not ready to give chase, but it had to pick up that other dude from the ground and then give chase.
Oh, and
And
he was
somehow
also
they caught up
driving
to
it.
them.
And he was driving.
Yeah, and he was driving, and somehow they caught up to him, and to have a dogfight or
Well,
a chase scene.
Ryan Reynolds' spaceship was damaged. Theirs wasn't.
But only as far as how much time traveling he could do. It never made him. The ship was gone, out of sight. Like it was gone. Like they could
Yeah.
have done their time travel right then, but I think they had already shot that scene, and they're like, "Wait a minute, we need to use this, or we wasted a bunch of money." So that part I was also very jarring for me.
Okay. Any other thoughts before we wrap this one up? Nope, doesn't sound like it. Okay.
I mean, I thought all the actors did a pretty good job, though.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun. I mean, we're obviously nitpicking here about a movie that clearly just went straight to Netflix. It's not going
is
to be
that
an
the new
Oscar.
straight to video?
Yeah. That's the new thing, right? Instead of straight to video, it's straight to streaming.
Yeah.
Right. So it's almost
Although
the
I feel
same
like
thing.
maybe it doesn't have the same connotation as direct to video.
Because
Used to mean.
over the last year we've seen some pretty big blockbusters go straight to streaming, right? Dune,
Mm-hmm.
the Suicide Squad, some of the stuff like that. I mean, these are all big marquee movies, but I think that's more speaks to like the time than it does. I think it's becoming more and more acceptable. I mean, I think one of the first films that I was like, wow, that's a big budget film that's going straight to Netflix was Extraction.
Oh yeah,
Right?
I can't wait for the second one.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Guys, any other thoughts before we wrap this one up?
Benjamin, did we lose Ben?
No.
Oh.
Okay, all right. Join us next week when we review one of 3 movies. I guess we'll make that choice now. Opening this week, we have X, the outfit, Oma, and Ben's dark horse
Ben's
favorite,
anime
Jujutsu Kaisen O, the movie.
I don't know what that is still.
As he's wearing the Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, turn on your
shirt,
camera,
hat,
Ben.
Sweatband.
Hey, I don't have to stand for
Anklet.
these accusations.
You know,
I
they
don't
had
know
they had a Supreme collab for Jujutsu.
Yeah, you don't have to tell him.
It's a jacket with a pill.
I don't know if I didn't see Uma being available really anywhere.
Yeah, so it's gonna be the outfit or X.
So, and I can go either way on those.
Pick one.
I don't know.
Ben?
X.
Gonna
Okay.
give it to you.
Okay, all right. It sounds like we're watching X. All right, guys, join us next week as we review X as our movie of the week. As always, I've been your host, David.
I'm Stuart.
I'm Ben.
Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you're getting your podcasts. We're available on SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, Google, and Apple Podcasts. And also check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/Dos1/2 Cincos. Don't forget to tip your Reiki Master. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Okay, bye.
Goodbye.